Hi, my name is Matthew Souls, and the studio I'm teaching this fall is called Against Alienation: Experiments in Housing Collectivity. This is a course on multi-unit housing, and it is focused on the question of how affordability, sustainability, and well-being can be enhanced through housing that supports strong community connections between residents. This course examines housing as a core ideological and physical construct that is at the center of society's struggle for planetary health, social justice, and beauty. It should be said that this studio is informed in part by two things: my 2021 book titled Icebergs, Zombies, and the Ultra Thin: Architecture and Capitalism in the 21st Century, as well as my ongoing participation in the group Architects Against Housing Alienation, the logo of which you see dancing around the screen. Now, one can argue that current capitalism relies on isolation and individuation to produce the ideal consumer and the ideal investor. Since housing occupies such an important position in today's capitalist economy, the deployment of this isolation and individuation is central to market-driven housing and results in what can be called widespread housing alienation. This studio will challenge this dominant mode of housing in an experimental fashion. We will search for new forms of collective life that resists individuation and isolation, and instead supports meaningful forms of collectivity. We will be searching for housing that is affordable, sustainable, collective, and beautiful. The thrust of the course will be the design of a housing project for 60 people in the Commercial Drive area of East Vancouver. The course will start with a research phase in which we will do precedent analysis on about 15 housing projects that are instructive in how they support community while being affordable, sustainable, and beautiful. We will also explore specific concepts and topics that include cooperative housing ownership structures, co-management mechanisms, co-housing, co-living, and mutual aid. We will also do an afternoon bike tour, and that's where on one of the class afternoons, we'll just get together on some bikes and ride around and look at a few informative housing projects in the city of Vancouver. Now, in this beginning research phase of the course, students will work individually. But after the research phase, students will form pairs. So two students will collaborate together on the design of a single proposal on the specific site of the studio. And again, that's a site located in the Commercial Drive neighborhood of Vancouver. When we transition from research phase to designing the specific building, we will do a group site visit to kick off the site analysis portion of the studio. Now, students can expect to move their projects forward with iterative cycles of diagramming, drawing, and both digital and physical model making. The expectation is to arrive at the end of the term with architectural schemes that are well resolved and comprehensively represented at the schematic level through plans, sections, axonometrics, and physical models. So in conclusion, this will be an open-ended experimentation where questions will ring louder than answers in many ways. And ultimately, it will be an architecture of resistance and an architecture of hope. Thank you very much.